everybody, it's Ellen here with Dr. Mosier, and we are so glad that you have come to your report findings. I remember that first day when I went to the chiropractor. I was nervous, I didn't know what to expect, and so that's what we want to share with you today. You're going to be hearing a lot of information, and we want to make you comfortable because I've been there and I've done that. When I went to my report of findings with the chiropractor in Bloomington, Indiana, we did do x-rays. They were film based. Unlike ours here, they were digital. And then I also ran through some scans, and Doc will be able to explain more about that. But just know that I know where you're coming from. I've been there and done that. And remember, we want to treat you like family. So, Doc, tell us a little more about our scans.
Yeah, so I was actually with you for that experience, and it was quite an experience. We learned a lot. We learned about subluxations. You had quite a lot going on with your x-rays. And the only difference between the film and the digital is I can pull up your x-rays on a computer screen,
Right.
which is really neat, really convenient. But he used this thermography or nervoscope scan, right?
Right.
And it's really neat. You scan it up the back, and the dial will go to either side, but you can't have a printout of the scans. And I think you remember that experience, and I thought it was pretty neat, showing where the subluxations are, where the nerve impingement is. We're a little younger, and we have a little bit more advanced technology now. So we use this thermography scan, and what I want to do with you guys is I actually want to show you what normal scans look like, what normal x-rays look like. That way you can better understand really what's going on with your scans and your x-rays. What you see here is the tools that we utilize to measure the functionality of the nervous system. So let's start with the heart rate variability. This was the device that you put your left hand in, and it took about 3 minutes to collect all the data. So let's look at stressed and healthier scans of this test. So a stress is where the dot is all the way to the left, measuring where there is lots of sympathetic dominance. Now sympathetic is that fight or flight part of your nervous system. It's where the gas pedal is chronically on, breaking down that engine, breaking down that overall nervous system functionality health. So a healthier scan is something to the effect of more in the green. Green is healthier, green is more optimal health overall. Moving to the thermography, you can see this measures heat difference from side to side. And why that's so beneficial to me as a chiropractor is because when there is misalignments of your spine, subluxations, then you have nerve irritation, nerve impingement. That irritation becomes heat, and heat is a nice way of detecting and finding those pinpoint spots. So this is a stress and a healthier scan. The stress, the grading scale for this is green is mild, blue is moderate, red is severe. So there is lots of nerve irritation, nerve impingement in the left scan, but on the right scan there is one at L4 and then a couple in the upper thoracic spine. And then there's surface EMG, and this is another neat test because this measures objectively how tight the muscles are. So a normal scan versus a stress scan, like on the left, there is blues and reds, same grading scale as the previous mentioned thermography, and you can see on the right there's much less nerve tension or muscle tension. Now let's jump over to x-rays so we can see the structural effects of subluxations. So what you're viewing now is the side view of the neck. On the left, that is a normal, healthy neck. You can see there's a nice smooth curve. You can see the discs are nice and thick and healthy. You have full range of motion in your movements, and there is no nerve irritation. On the phase 1, the next picture, you can see that there's loss of curve, narrowing of disc spacing, and impaired turning and bending. The phase 2, the third picture, you can see there's roughening of the joint surfaces, so there are bone spurring and reduced mobility. Phase 3, now this is the concern because there is severe bone remodeling, irreversible joint fusion, and permanent loss of motion. The next picture is of the low back. Same thing, but I want you to be able to see what a low back looks like so you can compare what your low back looks like. So on the left is a normal, healthy low back. Smooth curve, healthy disc spacing. Phase 1 is loss of that curve. Phase 2 is loss of the curve plus bone spurring. And then phase 3 is joint fusion. So I hope this is helpful to see what normal x-rays look like so you can compare what your x-rays look like. All right, let's get you adjusted.
Okay.
Calm down. What we want to do is we want to show you how I adjust. So as you're laying face down, what I do is I check the leg length, okay? And I'm looking for, is it balanced? Because if there's asymmetry, unbalanced, then that means the spine is subluxated and it's pulling. And so I can actually see that Ellen is due for an adjustment. She's short on the right, about 1 millimeter, as well there. Now, how I utilize the table is I use these drop pieces. So this pops up, I get on a specific joint, and I drop it down, making a loud noise. And I check the spine. But also for the neck, I have a couple different ways I can use an activator. It's a little tool, little thumper. I use it for a lot of kids. I use it for the elderly. But what I use for Ellen is the drop piece, and I'll just show that to you. It pops up, pops down, but I can specifically find where her subluxation is, and I can get her adjusted. Now, with the adjustments, what happens is when I unlock a segment in the spine and it becomes more mobile, that fluid can get back into the disc, and that's how adjustments can reverse degenerative disc disease.
Thanks for taking time to learn more about you and what chiropractic can do for the body. Doc will be in shortly to go over his care plan with you.